How y'all doing and welcome to a market review. Today was a Tuesday and this was the day before a bank holiday. We actually do have a bank holiday tomorrow on Wednesday, which is why I think the action was kind of like the way we had it and why I think it was a little bit lower probability. Although like there was like okay movement within the market today, I just felt like especially the morning move was just a little bit. I wasn't really anticipating it, and as always, I'm a developing student. These are just my interpretations on price, and shout out to ICT. So let's get straight into it. So yeah, I just wanted to pull up that we have a bank holiday tomorrow. So I won't be live tomorrow, and I won't even do a market review tomorrow. I will have a case study tomorrow though as well. Well, not as well, but I will have a case study tomorrow out on YouTube. So yeah, I'll have that. But basically, bank holiday tomorrow, day before a bank holiday, you can anticipate maybe likely not the best action. And if we look at where we're at on the daily, this is NQ by the way. We kind of just had like an indecisive candle today. So this is either gonna prime us up for maybe a possible another expansion or a possible retracement. You see, anytime that we've had these doji candles, we've primed up more expansion. Anytime doji candle, more expansion. Doji candle, possible more expansion. I honestly don't know, I'm gonna be on the sidelines because there's not really much I can do except for maybe get like a standard deviation projection from this low to this fulcrum point right there. Then that might map you up to like -4, but I don't know. I'm just gonna sit, and tomorrow's a bank holiday, so obviously I'm not gonna trade, and I'm just gonna see what tomorrow does and see what Thursday primes us up for. But I have nothing of interest of right now. So we look at the hourly chart. This is kind of the price action we end up having. As you see here, this line right here is constant encroachment of 15-minute imbalance, and it's also a standard deviation projection. So if we look at what we had here, we had like 8:30 news that pumped us up to buy side, and then we come up, we took sell side, and we kind of just chopped within this range for us today. Not really having a whole lot of movement, and not really having high quality setups in my opinion. And here's the 15-minute chart on ES, 15-minute chart on NASDAQ. As you can see, we end up forming SMT here at 8:30 news. And then at market open, this is where market opens, 9:30 right here. ES, or sorry, I believe it's somewhere around here, but ES was pumping up. Yeah, ES was doing this. ES was delivering buy side while NQ was trying to sell off to this low resistance liquidity. So ES trying to pump here made it a little bit difficult for for NQ to take this low resistance liquidity. I was anticipating this to be a nice little Judas swing profile, but as you see, it was kind of some difficulty. And if you weren't submitting to those higher time frames, which I wasn't, you probably would have got chopped up, which is what happened to me. All right, and here is a this is the 15-minute chart as well, and that's that standard deviation projection, -2, -2.5. Also maps out with that imbalance. That's what we end up drawing to. We end up taking this low resistance liquidity, and also I just want to point out new day opening gap. The fact that we're referring back to this multiple times throughout the day tells me that we're just in a consolidation. Like that's all. That's all we did today. We went up, took buy side. We never took this high on NQ, which I thought we probably would have, but the fact that we didn't take that high is a little bit concerning. We did take this high. We did purchase this high, and we created a big wick. That's where I'm getting my standard deviation projection from. And yeah, here is that 15-minute time frame again. I'm drawing attention to that order block. So once we take buy side with a 15-minute change of state delivery, that pretty much tells me that we're likely going to head towards sell side. We end up repricing straight to that 15-minute imbalance at around market open. And this breaker as well, and this order block, and then we end up seeking sell side. And here's a 5-minute time frame where we revert back to that breaker right here. Market opens right here within that new week opening gap, new day opening gap. We end up coming to buy side, and then we actually end up like chopping for a little bit, teasing sell side, generating liquidity. We create an imbalance lower, and then we come back, rebalance that imbalance, and then we sell off here. I think that I was just too zoomed in on the lower time frames today while tape reading this. But yeah, we come up, and this now becomes a balanced price range, and then we get displacement lower. Here's that 1-minute time frame. As you can see, it just wasn't as nice of a delivery as I wanted it to be, and this is market open right here. We come up into that breaker, create a fair value gap.
And then we retrace to that here. Pull back to where? BPR. As BPR gets respected. So originally at market open, ES was pumping to buy side. Or not pumping, but ES was repricing higher. And NQ wasn't really. So we formed an SMT at these lows. And as soon as we invalidated this balanced price range and stopped creating new fair value gaps, I knew that the draw was likely lower. Because we have all this low resistance liquidity to the left of us. Anytime at market open, where's low resistance and where's high resistance liquidity? High resistance liquidity is at the highs. Low resistance liquidity is clearly at these lows. And that's what we end up referring back to. I didn't notice this, but if you probably draw out these candles right here, these probably map up nice here. Right here. Right here with old selling right there. I never mapped that out, but that was probably a good annotation to have on your chart. Yeah, we end up reverting back to this BPR and then back to this fair value gap. I feel like if I had just stuck to the higher time frame, like the 5 minute, or not so zoomed in on the 1 minute, I feel like I was pretty distracted on the 1 minute throughout this tape reading. I had an overall bearish bias, but I couldn't really gauge where to enter here because the entry isn't the greatest. We end up all teasing the sell side. Usually at market open, I'm looking for a fast, speedy move, which is why I think I was kind of tripped up today because we had this low resistance liquidity set up, but we end up kind of just chopping, and then we make the move lower. Which originally at this, I would expect to see we have stop hunt, we have distribution, and then redistribution. I'm expecting to see fast sell off. We don't end up doing that. We end up having another area of redistribution. All right, and then this is just marking out. Shoot, I honestly forgot what this annotation was. That's market open. We end up coming back into that imbalance right there and taking sell side. And then this is after that sell side has been taken. This is the 5 minute chart. What do we leave up here? We left buy side liquidity. We've come back down to a 15-minute fair value gap. So this is what this green box is, that 15-minute fair value gap. Price changes its state delivery on the 5 minute. And then we get a propulsion block confirming that order flow. Then we pull back, or then we get a fair value gap right here. And then we come up to buy side and then straight to that imbalance right there. So that imbalance gets hit perfectly, and then boom, right to this order block right there. And here is that 1 minute chart right here. I mapped out the standard deviation from this retracement leg right here. We have a retracement leg right here. -4 lines up very nicely with terminus. -1.5, that's your reaccumulation zone. -2.5 is possible reversal or reaccumulation zone. And right here, we have that 5 minute change of state delivery right there. You have a fair value gap entry right there. You also have a fair value gap entry right here. I think it's a little bit too early, but you do have 1 minute change of state delivery. 1 minute fair value gap, then another 1 minute fair value gap. And now this is we're just waiting. And then right here, we consolidate, we accumulate, we consolidate. So here we have accumulation, and then we have manipulation, confirmed with that SMT, and then we have distribution. Nice power 3 right here within this. Accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. Notice where this also is occurring at within this market maker model from this low that we have down here to terminus. It happens right at 50%. We get a stop hunt right here. And then at 25% or 75% of this model, we end up getting that silver bullets. We end up teasing liquidity here, creating fair value gap along with the order block. Boom, right there. That's your silver bullets. And yeah, this was pretty textbook in terms of swing grades. Right here, 25%, you get that low risk entry. 50%, you get a stop hunt. And then 75%, you get a displacement higher. Right here, or you get that silver bullet. Right here, I'm not anticipating this. I didn't really know what this was. Happens at 2 p.m. Then we just consolidate for the rest of the day. Overall, I think we're just waiting for that bank holiday. I don't think it was anything high probability today. I did not like the action. That's just me personally. I had a decent bias of what I wanted price to do, but it didn't pan out the way that I would have hoped it to have panned out. But yet again, what I want and what the market wants are two completely different things. And that leads me to the bias going into tomorrow. If we look at ES, what are we just priming up for? We're just priming up for low resistance liquidity runs. Right here we have imbalance. We have this huge imbalance to the left of us. This has to get filled in. So I think we will at some point reprice here. Oh, for sure. We have low resistance liquidity at the lows, like very low resistance liquidity. This is low resistance liquidity Wonderland right here. Hopefully we leave it for Thursday. Hopefully we leave it for Thursday. All right, and here is dollar. So in yesterday's thing, I was saying, hey, could we possibly have a market maker sell model? And as we see here, it looks like we had low risk entry, first stage of distribution, the possible second stage of distribution. I'm looking right now in terms of dollar. This is my draw on liquidity right now. Right now my draw on liquidity is this fair value gap. That's what I'm looking for on dollar. So this is going to be an area of interest for me. It's a fair value gap line with the order block. And then if we possibly run through this and we could possibly use this as an inverse, I would possibly anticipate to see this. But I think it would take some time to get there. Like I think that would be like a next week objective. But basically in dollar, I'm starting to be a little bit bearish. Right here, we've had changes to delivery. We've had a lower sell. We've had another stage of distribution. And right here, we have repriced to this for value gap. So this could be an area in which we displace until we get out of this model. But I expect us to be within this market maker sell model still. And yeah, that's ES still. Dang, I'm not on it on the slideshow. But basically, this is YM on the daily chart. As we see, again, like where's the high resistance liquidity? High resistance liquidity is at the lows. We've rebalanced this for value gap. I think YM has more upside potential. I'm looking at this possible imbalance on YM. My eyes are here. I'm looking for this to get repriced too. So that's my draw on liquidity for YM. We'll see what ends up happening. We end up having a doji candle, and then possibly another doji candle tomorrow, and then I think we could have an expansion up to this area of imbalance if things are lined up. And lastly, this is YM. We left equal highs. Seems a little bit suspect. I think that we could possibly draw down to this fair value gap, but I don't think so. I need to see what the market's going to do. I need to see more information to really tell. And then this is YM on the hourly chart. Right here, YM is playing within this imbalance, and right now we just consolidated for this whole day. So we just had an accumulation day, and I'm expecting another accumulation day tomorrow, but who knows what tomorrow could do. So I'm just going to wait. Be patient. And yeah, that's all I really have for today's market review. It wasn't really the best high probability day, so just know that these are the types of days when you don't want to go out there and blow your account. You don't want to force things. You don't want to over risk, over leverage. You want to keep things simple. And yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. And I appreciate you guys, and I see